Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Podcast, episode 153 for the 9th of January, 2022. Jody, we're living in the future. My name's Super Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
It's the second week in January. It's not bad. We're still here. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Post-COVID for us.
Post-COVID for you, yep. You had a wee brush with the COVID.
The house did. Two members of the house, my wife and kid, got it. Don't know why, but I didn't get it. Even though I was living with them, not isolating from them.
I think we found your superpower.
I still had to isolate from society, though.
Well, yes. Uh-huh.
So that was a problem. But
did you use like DoorDash or something for your shopping and or whatever it is, and the equivalent in the UK is?
Well, have you seen the film The Shining?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think at one point I was going to build a maze out the back garden and throw some snow on it. Everyone was going to lock me in it. But no, it was actually fine. I mean, we tried to do a sort of something every day type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like making clay models, baking. We had the fire on at one point. I was sitting outside in the freezing cold with the fire on.
Really?
Just for something to do, yeah. Just to get outside, and stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of tried it. Did a big clear out and stuff.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Well, so it was quite productive then.
Mm-hmm. See, the first time round, I've actually got a superpower. I can smell
Fear.
Bread. Farts. I can smell farts. I can smell the ingredients of bread.
Everyone can smell the ingredients of bread.
No, but I can only smell one ingredient. And it's and
yeast.
And Goodfellas pepperoni pizzas now smell like jobby to me for some reason, even though I never got it. Explain that.
I don't know what. I feel we should go back and do some shorts again with some of these things.
What, factual health information about COVID, you mean?
No, God, no. No, the exact opposite of that.
Pepperoni pizza smells like jobbies.
How does it?
A jobbie is a poo. Just for our
North American listeners.
Fecal matter, stools. Yeah.
So it's now
excrement.
So it's now pepperoni pizza for you.
Pepperoni pizza. Give yourself a time. Pepperoni pizza, everybody. Yeah, there you
go. Well, that's a shame. I like pepperoni pizza.
Me too, but honestly. And I'm like that to Evelyn, smell that. Does that smell like poo? She's like, no, you maniac.
Does it taste like pepperoni pizza?
I'm not going to eat it. It smells like poo.
Oh, my God. Okay.
I think it's something to do with the bread factor, going back to the bread thing, because it can smell like an ingredient of bread. It must be like the yeast or something.
Is it yeast? It must be yeast, because yeast has got a yeast. Kind of... Well, maybe it just smells like yeast. Maybe there's something wrong with you that something smells like yeast.
Yeah, maybe. I did think of that, well, I mean, I've not sort of fallen into any sort of radioactive pits. I've not been bitten by any spiders.
Uh-huh. That's good.
Maybe it's a radioactive toilet. Maybe that's what I'd fall into.
That's the most likely explanation then, I think.
Right, Hadron Collider. The toilet porta cabin in a Hadron Collider. So I don't know. Yeah, that's my superpower.
Fantastic.
You get one?
No. Holding on to this conversation.
Staying indoors for the longest. You've got to be a world record breaker for that.
My superpower is just staying inside. Do you know those guys that are preppers?
Mhm.
They plan for the apocalypse.
Mhm.
I'm like that, but I didn't bother planning for it. I just live in my basement.
Yeah. And also, you could be your own referee, judging by what you're wearing.
Once again, the stripes go up and down for the referee, not across the way.
Do they?
Yes.
All right. Okay. You get yourself one of them then.
Do you know what? I was putting this T-shirt on, and I went, "I'm going to put it on because we're doing the podcast today." And Jodie will go, "You look like a referee."
From
Is it the black collar?
from what do you call that? The arcade, the giant arcade.
Yeah,
Galaxy?
no, I know what you mean. Yeah, Twin Galaxies.
Twin Galaxies. Yeah. I watched it. Did I tell you this? I watched a video, and somebody walks around that arcade.
Oh,
I thought it was just like a kind of reasonable arcade. That place is huge.
oh, is it?
Massive. There's a YouTube video. Some guy walks around the whole thing. The whole, it's like the SEC or something. There he goes.
There you go.
What's that dude's name?
It's because of the black collar, Walter Day.
Walter Day. It's the black collar combo.
It is. It is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's what's throwing you.
If you guys have never seen the King of Kong,
You've got to see
Quarters,
Fistful of Quarters. Yeah.
you're missing a treat. What a documentary that is.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Full of the weirdest people you'll ever meet.
Wow. Pantomime villains.
Oh,
crazy mullets.
yeah.
It's got the lot.
Just the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shall we move on to what we were? What's the tea?
Yeah,
News.
let's go for it.
Sad news. I feel that this is the first couple of months of any year is full of sad news, but the big one recently was Sidney Poitier, all round very nice gentleman, and cinema icon, dead at 94. He was Bahamian American. I'm going to share this. There's a big giant bloody advert for QAnon at the very top there.
Oh dear.
It's the BBC documentary. I'm assuming it was on Panorama or something.
I've watched that. It's pretty good. Pretty interesting.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Scoop. So I know Sidney Poitier from, not personally, obviously, but from movies. But the only ones I know him from are To Serve with Love, The Jackal. sorry, Sidney, and Sneakers. And Sneakers is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time ever, and is pretty damned accurate when it comes to hacking. So
he'll probably be remembered most for Sneakers, I'd imagine.
Well, in this household, he will be anyway. So
I'm assuming the Hollywood trailblazer is the fact that he was one of the first people to do a movie about hacking.
Yes,
I'm assuming that.
That's not the case, but
no,
yes.
I'm only kidding. Obviously,
he was a black actor in Hollywood at the time of racial segregation, and
playing a positive role model.
Playing a positive role model,
yes.
Yeah. So trailblazer. Without whom and all that kind of stuff, but apparently just an all-round gentleman as well. So sad to see him go, but I mean it's he's 94 and
the good innings.
He had a good innings, as they say. So the tributes are all coming in for him, just being a nice chat. Kind of sad news. Not kind of sad news. It is sad news.
He's one of the kind of classic actors, isn't he? As well.
Yeah.
That you think when you think about a certain period in Hollywood, you just think of these kind of people.
Yeah.
It's another legend. Gone. Happy news now.
Exactly. Well, somewhat happy. Some would say happy news. As soon as I can get the visuals correct and right. Your pal Tom Holland. I'm assuming there's going to be a sequel to this movie. So Spider-Man, or as people call it, Spiderman. I don't know why they call him that.
You do.
Topped Titanic's box office earnings.
What?
Yep.
Whoa.
It is currently sitting at $668 million domestically, $1.5 billion. That's billion with a B worldwide, but $668 billion, which stands
During a
during a
pandemic.
pandemic, stands the sixth highest grossing movie in history, surpassing Titanic at $659 million.
Whoa. Imagine what that would have done in normal times.
I know.
Wow.
So yeah, so
Bloody hell.
Spider-Man might not be able to find a way home, but people have found a way from their home to the cinema.
Eh?
Hey-oh. I've been working on that all day. Thank you
I
very
bet you
much.
have.
Yeah. So yeah, got in another $33 million from 4,100 theaters on Friday to Sunday.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's tearing at the heels of Avengers Infinity War at 678 million.
Wow.
So if it
Wow.
gets another 10 million,
Mhm.
it's done it.
It's definitely multiple viewing factors as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been to see it twice as well, and I know a lot of people have went to see it a couple of times. So that's always the thing that puts these movies over the edge of
Yeah.
into the billionaire club.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
And
also, obviously, the Tobey Maguire, bringing those characters back,
yeah.
I think, has been a big thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I mean from we talked about this before, and somebody posted this. I mean, this is how you finish a trilogy. This is how you finish a trilogy. It's a great way to end the story, or this particular arc of this character. The fact that the way that it ends, it feels like the first act. It feels like there's another two trilogies coming.
Oh yeah,
It really does feel like that.
I hope that's the case as well.
Yep.
Or one more anyway, at least.
Or one more, yeah.
I think
there will,
two might be pushing it.
I think there will be more because I think we'll end up tying it in with either the Spider-Man multiverse or the actual multiverse.
I think that this might free him up from the Tony Stark things as well. You know how he's always had to buddy up with one of the Avengers. I think
Yeah,
this will free him up from that, and he'll become his own thing. As well, which would be good to see him out on his own without needing the support of Tony Stark or having Doctor Strange under Doctor Strange's wing sort of thing, or cape.
Yeah.
So
Cape.
yeah, be nice to see.
Yeah, it's true actually. Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of did it with. I mean, No Way Home. Far From Home. He only had Happy to deal with. I mean, he has been separate from, but yeah, I guess you're still kind of in the shadow of Tony at that point.
Oh yeah, totally.
Good news if you are a Scott Pilgrim fan as well.
We are in this house.
Scott Pilgrim anime series in development at Netflix. What's her face? Nira Park, who produced the original movie, and also a long-time collaborator with Edgar Wright. She's going to exec produce it as well. So, amazingly, Netflix have declined to comment on this story. So I don't know what that means.
So is this is Edgar Wright still involved in the actual production of this thing?
I don't think so. No, it's produced by UCP. I don't know who that is. Brian Lee O'Malley. Is he not the cat? And
he's producing though. Yeah.
No. Oh yeah, sorry. Edgar Wright, who's behind it, would exec produce alongside Nira Park. Yes.
Yeah. So he's still involved.
Because
he did a great job in the movie. That's for sure.
He did. Filmed just up the road.
Indeed. Yes.
The pizza that they're in is very famous now.
So I wonder what type of animation it's going to be. If it's going, I'd like to see it being like a Spider-Verse-esque thing. Mixing 2D, 3D. Things.
Yeah.
Being a bit funky.
So, This is the latest Netflix anime project to be announced in recent years. The streaming giant had previously announced anime films based on popular properties like The Terminator, Splinter Cell, Far Cry, and Army of the Dead.
All right. I didn't know Terminator and Splinter
I did,
Cell were getting.
I did not know that either. Or
Or
Far
Far
Cry,
Cry. Hmm.
or Army of the Dead.
I knew the Army of the Dead. I think they're doing a few Army of the Dead things, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, you're getting them.
Okay. Oh.
Not a bit interesting, the animation thing. I think their animations have been really good, actually. Meet the Mitchells, the Klaus, this Christmas one.
Yeah.
Did. I think the style was fantastic.
Yeah.
And the what's the one based on the game? Just now, I can't remember the name of it, but it's pretty good as well.
Oh, Squid Game?
No, it's based on an anime that looks like an anime type thing, but the style of it's 3D animation. It's really nice looking. Arcane.
Arcane. Okay.
Something like that it's called. Just popped into my head there.
Okay.
That's good as well.
Don't Look Up. We both watched this over the Christmas break. Loved it. Thought it was great.
Absolutely.
And it's got 152.29 million hours of viewing across the world. I don't know what that equates to in actual runtime, because it could be the fact it's 152 million people watched it for a minute or an hour and then gave up on it. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's 152 million hours across the world. So great for them. I don't know what that means as box office, whether that's like, clearly they can't make a sequel. Spoilers.
Yeah. Do you know? Do you know that there's a second post credits scene?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't. I thought it was just that one where they land on the planet and.
No.
I need to go and watch that again. I know what the scene is though.
Yeah. It's the one with the bag boy.
The
bag man.
The president's son.
Yeah.
What do you call him?
Seth Rogen. I'm only kidding.
No, the other one.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's big pals with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
And Timothy Chalamet's in it as well. So that's the second movie this year I've seen of Timothy Chalamet. I don't know who the guy was a year ago. I've seen 2 movies with him now.
Yeah. So, he's on the up and up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Jennifer Lawrence, obviously, and they're going through a supermarket which looks eerily like every supermarket around here these days. No, it doesn't.
I think they're saying though that it's got one of the most viewed things on Netflix at the moment.
I think it probably, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the right thing that I sent you, but
no, this is the one that you sent. Yeah, Netflix has now confirmed that over the festive week, namely December 27th to January 2nd, the film was watched for 152 hours, smashing the most views in 1 week.
Aye, there you go. That's it. Aye, that's
Deadline has got more information. We should have gone to Deadline.
Most views in 1 week.
Skip ad.
That's more.
Globally weekend.
Because I think it's the previous smash was that.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was the
Sandra
Crown
Bullock.
Paper. Yeah, it was the Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Red Notice.
Red Notice, that's the one, yeah.
Another one was Bird Box or Birdcage.
Bird Box, yeah.
Those were the 2 biggies. Is it smashed those 2 then?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hang on a sec. Show is already the 3rd most watched film in the first 28 days of all time, behind only Bird Box and Red Notice. So it's still got a ways to go, but still, it's not a bad place to be.
It did get a little bit of a release, didn't it? A sort of limited release in cinema. I think Don't Look Up.
Because they've got to do it for like a week or something. It's got to be a week within the TMZ.
Yeah.
And then they can put it in for an Oscar.
Well, that's the other thing. It's up for loads and loads of awards as well, which is good.
Yeah.
In fact, oh God, I wish I'd shared that one as well. But I think it's up for the most Oscar. I might get this wrong here.
There's another one that's coming out from another Amazon Studios. The weird thing is it's all from Amazon Studios, and maybe it's just because that's the production company they've got just now. But they bought MGM recently, but from Amazon Studios, and it's calm down.
That was me.
And it's The Tender Bar, stars Ben Affleck, directed by George Clooney, and apparently that's going to get a couple of Oscar nods as well.
Bar? Not heard of
Tender
that.
Bar, for the love of...
Jeez, what's going on here?
I don't know.
That'll be your agent.
That'll be George Clooney's agent.
Aye. Well, here's my agent coming.
Do not mention my client on the program again. I'm sorry, sir.
Exactly. Ninja. I've got a wee ninja going to his bed here.
All right. Okay. So yeah, well done to Adam McKay. McKay. I think he's called McKay over here.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, because he's done. What did he do before? He did Vice, and he did Anchorman.
The long
Big Short.
Big Short. My God, I was going to say the long notice there.
Notice.
Big Short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I like his stuff, so I'll be watching the next one when it comes out. Which will be
that's what I was going to Google there.
Don't Look Left.
Don't look up. Oscar.
While you're doing that, I'll look up the next story.
Oscar. Nominations.
You get them?
It's the Golden Globe. I think it's the Golden Globes.
Golden Globes. Okay.
They've got tons of.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out how that's going to work with the Golden Globes because of COVID.
Yeah.
There's still some issues with that. Anyway, we'll move along to the next story. David Bowie, his estate has sold the rights to the entire body of work to Warner Chappell Music. So everything has gone to the man now. Warner Chappell Music, of course, my favorite of all music companies. Warner's.
Come on now, be kind. We're all brothers here.
Not a fan of Warner Brothers though, because they keep copyright striking us, and no doubt because this is an image of David Bowie, we're probably going to get a copyright strike. Oh, this is actually our artist now.
This is our intellectual property.
And I think you'll find it. Were you on the rights to David Bowie in perpetuity?
Yeah, in his image.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the thing that happened. No news of whether this includes Tin Machine. Oh, it does.
Does it?
It does.
Well, only you care about that, Sloan, I think.
I know. The agreement with WCM includes the 26 studio albums released during Bowie's lifetime and the posthumous studio album released Toy, plus the 2 studio albums from Tin Machine.
Wow.
Ooh, heaven in here. Among the twilight and stars. That's copyright strike. Like a rocket to Mars.
You've done it to yourself.
Heaven.
Only yourself to blame.
I'll tell you, those 2 albums are heaven in here. Call yourself a Bowie fan. You obviously don't like Tin Machine. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, anyway. So it does include Tin Machine. That's a shame. Anyway.
And Bowie just turned 75.
Well, he would have turned 75.
If he was alive.
If he was alive, he would have turned 75.
And did you know that he shares a birthday with Elvis?
Thank you very much. I did not know that, no.
I didn't know that either.
So they're all Capricorns. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they're all talented individuals and they're all Capricorns. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm the exception that proves the rule, but still.
Well, Elvis would have been
108. 96.
Oh.
No, he would have been 89.
He was born in 1935.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm. So I've not got that many fingers. He'd have been really old.
He'd have been 90 something or 80 something.
That's not too bad. Really? He'd still be alive, though.
Well, if he hadn't died.
Yeah. Well, there's been sightings of him.
No, there hasn't.
Yeah. He's still alive.
He's not still alive. He's alive
Still,
over here.
still rocking in my heart.
I was never a fan, to be honest, of Elvis Presley.
That's because you have no taste.
Yeah.
You'd have liked Elvis Presley's side project, Aluminium Machine,
Aluminium engine.
Aluminium Burger.
Burger King of rock and roll.
Who would have been in that super group, I wonder?
Roy Orbison.
John Lennon.
Tom Petty.
Aye.
Basically the Traveling Wilburys.
Pretty much, aye. He would have been might have been in that group, you never know.
Yeah, there you go. You'd have taken
Elvis.
over.
Nah, he wouldn't, his ego's too big. He wouldn't have done that.
Well, would he have been too big for that? I don't know if he would have been. Well, I mean, too big that.
That way.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so PlayStation VR 2 is a thing, apparently. Is it out? Is it coming out? Is this just the leaked spec? This is from IGN.
No, this is a. I mean, this was total news to me. They did a presentation on it. Which,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, didn't really show that much. It certainly didn't show you the headset. It did show you the controllers.
This is at CES 2022.
Yeah.
You have a press conference.
Yeah, and do you know they did the thing, and they're like, and the new device is called the PSVR 2.
Up all night thinking of that.
And I'm
Up
like,
all night. Because the original one was called the PSVR.
I mean, how did they come up with PSVR 2? I wonder.
Well, I mean, the Oculus Quest is called the was superseded by the Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to guess PlayStation 6.
I suppose you know where you are then, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, the new Xbox is called the Xbox Series.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Oh, don't get me started with that. That's very confusing the way they've named their things. At least I suppose it's not confusing.
Well, it's the Xbox Series X. Sorry, it's the Xbox Series, and then you get Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S.
At least they've not called it the PSVR.
At this point, they might as well just give us the SKU numbers and then just tell us that's what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's got roughly 2,000 by 2,000 pixels per eye, which is quite big. That's 2K resolution. For all y'all who can't divide by 1,000, I'm sorry. It's OLED, which should mean that it's got blacker blacks, because OLED means that
I want my baby back.
That's right. Yep. Up to 120 hertz, which is good because the higher the refresh rate, the less sicky feeling you are. But everything else is 120 hertz, except for the Valve Index, which is 144. Okay. Then it gets into kind of technical things where I don't know what this means. Inside out tracking. What is that? What is inside out tracking?
Well, it's very technical. I can't really go into it in a podcast right now. So.
It's the only one with eye tracking. Okay. That's good, I guess, for tracking eyes. The field of view, though, that's the one that surprised me for the Oculus Quest, is 90 degrees. That's quite narrow.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, your field of view is not 90 degrees. It's I don't know what it is, but it's quite narrow. Anyway, I thought I was kind of surprised by that one. Audio, blah blah blah. It is corded though, so it is connected directly into the PS.
That's the big. I think that's the big thing. The fact that you have to buy this, right? It'll probably be about 300 quid at least, maybe more. And in order for it to work, you're going to have a PS5. That's just talking about, at least $1,000 to get this thing going.
Yeah.
I think you get the controllers with it this time, though. Yeah, it was
Okay.
those kind of daft wand things that you had before. You had to
The
buy
motion
separately.
controllers.
You didn't even get them with it, bundled with it. You had to buy them separately, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use your controller, your PS4 controller, but
It's not very.
you want to experience it, and
you want to play Beat Saber.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that factor. I mean, at this moment in time, this is going to be the most powerful VR, but Oculus Quest, has been out for quite a while now.
We've been chasing VR quite a bit since. Remember virtuality? Remember those things that you stood on this thing and you could run on the spot? Like that was in the mid 80s. It seems that this is. I mean, that's almost 40 years ago. That.
Yeah, but the graphical technology wasn't there for virtual reality. So that was a problem, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now it is.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly a lot more realistic. That's for sure.
Have you seen those things? Have you seen those virtual reality places that you can go, and they have the Ready Player One circular
the big
trackball, the trackball thing that you can run about. And
I've seen them. I've never been to them.
I didn't even realize they were a real thing.
Honestly, we did the oh God, what the hell was it called? The Void, and we were rebel spies infiltrating the space. And so you go in, and you get a PC strapped to your back, and you get the Oculus or whatever it is put on your head. I'll tell you something. It is one of the best experiences I've had in an entertainment facility ever.
No?
It felt like you were right there, because you could walk up to walls and touch them, and your hand was the stormtrooper's hand because you were pretending to be a stormtrooper.
We'll be there next year.
Oh, it's so good! It's so good. Anyway, yeah. So that's the news. Not a lot this week. Sorry. Not a lot you can do about it. The next thing we do now normally is we talk what you've been watching. You up for some of that?
Yes.
So, Jody, I put it to you. I asked the question. What are you watching?
Well, we have started watching. You know how you were doing your James Bond thing?
Yes.
Well, we have started watching in chronological order.
Yes.
Of not when they were released, but the order
chronological order of the order of things. The order of order of chronology.
Exactly that. The Marvel movies. And we are...
So you start with the first Avenger?
The first Avenger, then it's Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yep.
Then...
Iron Man?
I think it might be Iron Man. Then Iron Man 2. Then Thor. Then the Avengers. Then Thor 2. And we just watched Thor 2 last night.
Where Thor and Loki have to work together.
Yeah, it was good. Do you know, I hadn't seen that one before.
Really? Dark World with Doctor Who?
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Chris Eccleston.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that one before. I think that's the only one I've never seen. And I think I avoided it because people said it wasn't very good.
I liked it.
We liked it a lot. So it was great.
I honestly, Thor's probably my favourite ones because it's consistent. Like the first movie's great, second movie's great, third movie's fantastic.
Really good. One thing was we did think to ourselves, wait a minute, we've had the Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the second Thor movie doesn't quite make sense because you think, right, they're having to battle these things coming from space and stuff. Mm-hmm. Why are the Avengers not there?
Unclear.
Yeah, well, exactly.
They're lining a beach earning 20%.
Yeah,
There's a few. I have a question about another universe and another movie universe, and I have there's questions that don't quite line up with certain things, and I wonder if you can help me. So I have questions later on.
It better not be Last Jedi again,
No.
or I'm out. I'm not talking about
Okay.
that. Yeah, so we're watching that, really enjoying it, thoroughly enjoying it, and it's great watching them in order like that, and seeing how that kind of pans out. You know,
How they get old.
yeah, well, it's really good. And you remember things, and then you're like, oh, later on when this happens, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good. Really enjoying it. What did we watch? Cinema night, Friday night, cinema night. But it must have been good. No, can't remember. We've been watching TV wise. We've been watching Yellow Jackets. You seen this? It's Christina Ricci.
Okay, it's not.
Juliette Lewis.
That's the one I want to watch, but we keep on getting adverts for that Kevin Costner drama, Yellowstone.
And
I don't want to watch that. It's the Yellow Jackets that is the one I want to watch.
I would say that you do want to watch Yellowstone, and you don't want to watch
Yellow
really? Jackets.
Oh, is Yellowstone good?
Well, it's meant to be really good. We can't get it here, though.
Okay,
I can't get it here, but I've heard it's brilliant.
I think it's on Prime in Canada. I think.
I just want Yellow Jackets to end.
Oh, really?
It's getting that way. It's like, where the hell is this going? And it keeps you intrigued. It's one of those ones like, oh God, okay. Yeah. They're like, after every episode, at the end of every episode, they're like, and then you're like, oh, I need to watch the next one. And then you're like, that was kind of dull. And then they're like, but you're like, oh, okay, we'll watch the next one. So they're dragging this along. We started watching the Jamie Dornan one, The Tourist. I think it's called The Tourist. I might get that wrong.
Not sure
what it's called, which isn't helpful. But it's on BBC iPlayer. Jamie Dornan, where he's just in a car crash. It's a bit like Jewel at the beginning. A big truck kind of tries to kill him, basically. And then the next thing he wakes up in a hospital, but he's got no memory of who he is and stuff, which is another one that is quite good, but the script, not that I'm a script writer, but blatant stuff. The girl that goes to interview him, the policewoman person, is completely, it's like a kind of comedy character where she's totally, there's no way she get through like
police training.
Police training. Yeah. No way. And there's a few other issues, and we're like, it's just odd. It's got an odd kind of tone to it, which doesn't quite fit. Which is, I don't know. So we're not sure about that either, but it's got another one. But wait a minute. So we're like, okay.
I don't understand that when you do, like, it's okay when you suspend belief because you're watching a movie about people with capes and who can fly. That's okay. But when it's something that's grounded, like, it doesn't, like, things don't make sense in that situation.
No, there's absolutely no reason for her to be like a kind of unorganized, asking all the wrong questions, not asking the, to be a bit of a fool. There's no reason for that character to be like that. Excuse me. So I don't know.
Do you smell pepperoni pizza?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, he's pretty good. He's good in it though, Jamie Dornan. He's got that Belfast movie coming out, obviously, which looks good as well. So I think it might be out actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Directed by Kenneth Branagh, based on partially his life story.
Aye. He directed Thor as well.
And he did Thor, the original Thor.
The first one, yep. So, yeah. So, right back. There you go, right back.
Yep. And he's got another movie out with that guy that we won't mention, but the Death on the Nile as well.
Oh yeah, the controversial one.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not, I think it was still good though.
God, I can't remember what we were watching Friday night. That's terrible.
I know what we watched.
Right, go for it. I'll remember it.
We watched Ghostbusters Afterlife on Friday night.
So you did.
And I have questions.
Oh, hello.
So I enjoyed it.
Uh-huh.
Was it the best movie ever made? No. It was not the best movie ever made.
No.
It was enjoyable. It was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't as funny as the original one. There was some funny bits in it. Paul Rudd was the standout for me. I thought he was great. The kid in it that plays the granddaughter, they were totally going for Egon in the real Ghostbusters cartoon with a kind of like Elvis haircut. Type thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And the same glasses, obviously, as Egon. But it was totally that kind of like haircut that they were going for.
Yeah.
Things didn't make sense.
The real Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters, yeah.
Don't know why they called it that, but anyway.
Because I think there was another cartoon called The Ghostbusters, and they had to
previous to that.
Yeah, and it was like a whole big thing.
Right,
anyway,
right.
There was a bit in at the start where she nicks the back of his head for no reason. He goes, "Oh, Mom, I'm bleeding." She's like shaving the back of his neck or something. I don't know what she's doing. She's shaving something.
Wolf
Finbar. And nicks his ear or something like that. And like, there's no reason for it. It's like, whoa, because I was like, oh, that's going to come into play later on. Like, I look for all these little things now when I'm watching movies because I'm like, oh, I need to bring this up because it'll be funny. And there was no payoff. It was like, just didn't happen. I'm like, okay. Annie Potts appeared for no reason.
She did.
In the meet, and she came in and she goes, "Hey, I'm making a cameo."
Right at the beginning?
Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, that's great. What are you here for?" And she goes, "I said I'm making a cameo." And then she left. And that was it.
Did she actually say that?
No. She might as well have, though.
God.
She comes in and she made
drugs have kicked in, folks.
She comes in and she says, I'm his money manager.
Yes.
But there's no money. Then you're nothing. So anyway, the story itself was pretty cool. I like the idea of the mining company and the payoff as well about why he left. Was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he didn't like explain it to the guys and they didn't believe him. That bit just didn't make any sense. Like all the stuff they've been through and he's going like, oh, it's the end of days. It's going to be this, that, and the next thing. You fought a 200-foot tall Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You think you'd cut the guy a bit of slack when he's talking about end of days.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So that didn't make any sense because the bit where Dan Aykroyd said, well, he can rot in hell. It was like, that's a bit strong.
It was. I thought that too, actually.
Yeah.
You're right. Definitely.
So there's that bit there. He then said, the hook and ladder is a Starbucks now, and Egon took all the proton packs. But spoilers.
I know. Jeez. Heavy spoilers.
When they turn up, they've got proton packs. And heavy spoilers. If you wait to the end credits, the Ecto-1 gets wheeled into the hook and ladder, which is deserted. So where's the Starbucks? There was two things that just immediately, I'm like...
Yeah. Did you see the final post-credit bit?
That was the final one, where he wheels in the Ecto-1.
No.
What's the final one then?
Winston? The bit with Winston, you mean?
Yeah.
No, there's a bit after that. I missed it as well.
What's the bit after it then?
James told us about it. It's a scene from the original Ghostbusters. It wasn't in the film, and
yeah, and he gives her a coin.
Yeah,
that's the bit I'm talking about. So it's a scene from the original bit where she says, where Annie Potts' character Janine says to Egon, "Take this. It's good luck. I've had this since 1964. It's one of a kind. It's a gold coin." And he goes, "Oh, what if I lose it?" And she goes, "Oh, it's okay. I've got one back in the house," which is a funny line. A funny line. Okay. It's a funny line.
It wasn't used in the original
It
film.
wasn't used in the original movie, but it's a funny line. So anyway, it cuts then to Annie Potts sitting with what's his name, Winston Zedmore, Ernie Hudson, and they're having a chat with each other. And he says, "That's why I'll always be a Ghostbuster." It then fades to black, and then the next bit it fades up, and he's walking into the hook and ladder.
No, it's the other way around, Sloan.
Is it?
The Winston scene is first.
Oh,
is
it? Okay.
And then it's the.
There you go. I
the-
watched
the
it and finally I
final.
can't remember which way around it is.
There you go.
Anyway, whatever way around it
to
is,
remember.
I saw both of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, I liked that, but it kind of took me out of it because I thought it was a Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been abandoned for years, the hook and ladder. So it didn't make
Well,
any sense.
the end was really a little bit of a cop out as well, I suppose, because the end was really a kind of retelling of, or a rehash of the original kind of Gozer scene.
Yeah,
done for kind of done as if it was like kind of, I don't know, I'm not saying fan made, but sort of it was kind of a bit of fun. It's kind of. I don't know what I'm trying to say here,
also,
but
I kind of wish that the characters in the movie had the payoff and not the original Ghostbusters. Like they helped them do it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them the shove or the push or whatever it is that they needed to do it, but they were the ones that actually did the thing that they needed to do. Like it was Finn Wolfhard and his girlfriend and Podcast, who was quite clearly Spengler.
He was good.
He was really good. I really liked him because he kind of the Tunguska Blast of 1908.
He was great, and the girl was great as well.
Yeah. So it would be nice if it was the four of them. No, but if it would be nice if it was the four of them were there. It would have also been nicer if Finn Wolfhard was a bit more Peter Venkman-y. But kind of everything. Sigourney Weaver's cameo was just pointless.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was okay.
I liked it though. I did enjoy it.
Fine, yeah.
Did you like it better than the female one?
I did, yeah. I thought there was more of a story to this one. Like it felt like there was something that was going someplace. I thought it was really funny with the Evo Santor, whatever his name was, played by J.K. Simmons. Again, he seems to be like Sony's go-to actor these days.
Yeah, I know. He's great though.
But yeah, he's fantastic, and his one line that he gets to do in the movie.
Yeah,
it was really good to see him there. But yeah, overall, it was a fun, enjoyable movie. I just wish that the kids had the payoff at the end because I felt they deserved it because they were the ones that did all the legwork, basically.
Did you get any of the emotional impact from,
seeing Egon?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. It was nice seeing them all together. To be honest, on screen together.
It was really well done. I thought actually
super well done, and I'm glad. I'm so glad they didn't get him to speak.
Me too.
It was just the
really,
kind of nods and the.
That really worked for me.
And I loved the whole emotional payoff for the mum as well.
Yeah,
when she finds
that
the bomb.
Was really emotional.
That was really
actually,
nice.
I felt that quite a bit.
So, like I said, there was a lot of stuff in it where I feel like the Paul. I'm going to call it the Paul Feig version of it because it's not fair to say the female version of it because it's not their fault. I blame it. I blame that movie entirely on Paul Feig or whatever.
For the record, I did enjoy that film. But
anyway, he would have put a fart joke in there, like he just would have, and it just ruins it, and it just takes you out of the moment. And just to have that beat where you just slow everything down, and you get to realize the fact that he couldn't. It was. When I saw it, I had a wee chuckle to myself because I thought it was like a play on the "Do It for Her" Homer bit. Because it was very similar to that. Is like I'm doing this to save my little girl.
Yeah, I mean tonally,
nice.
Tonally. I'm not meaning tonally Banks or anything like that. Tonally. It was on par with the other two movies.
Yes,
and you could say the second movie wasn't as good as the first, but it was still I really liked the second one.
The second movie's good.
Vigo. First one's obviously an absolute bang on classic.
Yeah.
Because do you know what the thing about what they forgot about the Paul Feig one?
Mhm.
How creepy the first one was.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
the Paul Feig one was cartoony
yes,
ghosts. This latest Afterlife movie kind of kept up the kind of
yeah.
eerie factor. I think.
Even the Targa Bear thing, Muncher, or whatever he was called, he was
Mm-mm.
pretty like
Nasty.
aggressive.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
like he would
Yeah.
like chew metal and then spit it back
Aye,
at
the
them.
bit in the kind of forgery or whatever it
Yeah,
was. That kind of. Uh-huh.
the selenium plant or whatever it was they
Yeah,
had. Yeah, that
yeah,
bit there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
even he was a nasty piece
I
of work.
looked kind of dangerous. It seemed dangerous. Aye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bit of
Whereas
peril in
everything
there.
else just kind of played for laughs. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think everything like it's a serious, it's you have to play it serious. That's what worked for Ghostbusters is everything was played seriously, even though it was a joke. It was a comedy. Everything was played straight, and that's why it's funny. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that these three guys decide to go into business isn't funny. The fact that they decide to go into business making a Ghostbusters company is funny because like, who's going to believe them? It's like this doesn't work, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where the humor comes from. Anyway, I I did like it. Um, it's not my favorite Ghostbusters movie. Favorite Ghostbusters movie still the first one, but um, yeah,
Still enjoyable.
it was enjoyable. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so afterwards, we watched Encounter,
Oh yeah.
which is the Riz Ahmed
Mm-hmm.
one. Uh,
Not feeling
uh,
it.
no, I
You
think
don't know.
I think I think I think they wasted an opportunity. I
Mm.
think the okay. The problem I've got is
I
so
bet the problem you had was you thought it wasn't bluffing. Sorry, heavy spoilers here.
yeah,
I
heavy,
do
absolutely
apologise.
heavy spoilers. Yeah, yeah. This is
I
this.
think you were maybe disappointed because you thought maybe it wasn't all in his head and it was real, and you. Sorry, I know I'm putting words in your mouth here, but was that why you maybe
Um,
were disappointed?
yeah. Well, I'll explain. Yeah, kind of. So I didn't mind either way, whether it was in his head or whether it was real. So he's just to set the stage for those of you who haven't watched him. I'm going to end up spoiling it completely for you in the next 2 minutes. He is an ex-marine who has come home and wants to spend time with his kids. He has spent a couple of years in jail since coming back from his tours of duty, and he clearly has some PTSD, mental health issues. Now, there's no mention of medication in the entire movie about him being on or off his medication. There's no mention about that at all.
I think there is.
No, I don't think there is. Maybe there is when they're talking to Octavia Spencer, but maybe I missed that bit. But
Mm,
anyway, he thinks that the planet is being invaded by bugs,
mm-hmm.
and so it's microorganisms
Microorganisms.
that bury under your skin and then basically take over your brain, and you basically become pod people. That's
Mm-hmm.
essentially it. For whatever nefarious reason, these creatures are doing it. And the problem I had with it is they didn't play on the is it, isn't it?
They didn't. I know. I agree with you there.
Like they should have right up to the last minute, the last bit.
Mm-hmm.
They should
Mm-hmm.
have played up to the. I don't know
Yeah.
if this is real or not.
I know. I know.
Because
Mm-hmm.
within like 10 minutes of the movie starting, you go, "Oh, this
Mm-hmm.
is all in this guy's head,"
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just a movie about a guy getting to know his kids.
But then, I thought actually, I thought that
He
because
was
it was so
kidnapped.
heavily sort of making you think it was all in his head, that they'd go ta-na,
Mm,
you know. I tell you, it's a great film though, and it kind of steals from this film. Um, it is Bug with
okay.
Ashley Judd, and I think it's either William Friedkin or um, David Cronenberg that directed it. I can't remember. I think might be William Friedkin.
2006.
It's called Bug.
William Friedkin directed it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
based on the book Bug.
And
Oh, Michael Shannon
boy,
in it as well.
boy, is that a good film? Have you never seen that film?
No.
Watch that.
So, there was an Easter egg in it as well, and the reason why I mentioned about the medication is because there's what I thought was an Easter egg in it, which is Ron Livingston, who plays the chief FBI guy, the guy with the bald head in it. He was in A Scanner Darkly with Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, and RDJ. And the opening scene, he's obsessed with aphids in his apartment. And then they start to bury under his skin, and he starts to give it all that kind of stuff.
It's a
And
good
it looked
film, actually. I
almost
forgot
exactly
that.
the same as that.
It's
And
a
I
good
just
film.
I thought maybe it was like an Easter egg or whatever it is. Anyway, it was an okay movie. I just felt that there was
I
a
thought it was
couple of things they could have played slightly differently. Like they could have said, like if they'd maybe let Octavia Spencer's character find the parents rather than him phoning her up and saying, "Oh, by the way, you need to go and check on these guys." I don't know. It just seemed a bit.
I thought it was a really well made movie. Actually, I thought it was
Yeah.
really well made. I agree with you. Though they could have played more in the is he, isn't he?
Is it, isn't it? Yeah.
Factor definitely would have improved it. And I think Riz Ahmed is great. He's so natural, and the kids in it. Oh my god! By the way, when the scenes with him and the two kids,
Yeah.
how believable were they?
Yeah.
That was he was their dad. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just
No,
phenomenal.
they were great. Like the main cast were fantastic. Everybody else was fine. I don't have a problem with everyone else. And the main cast were amazing.
Oh,
Like
brilliant.
the bit where he's doing the thing with the GI Joe
Yeah,
and he drops it out the window.
yeah. Oh my god,
It's fantastic, that bit. I mean, it's
Oh.
terrifying, but
Oh.
it's fantastic.
Aye.
Really well done. And then
Yeah.
the bit, obviously, in this sort of abandoned Seaton
Yeah.
Sands type, or Salton Sea, I should say.
Yeah. There's some
Type
great,
town is good.
great scenes, and great acting. Really well put together film, and I thought the special effects were cracking as well. See the very beginning when you saw the thing kind of burrowing into the skin, and then terrific.
The bit with the guy's eyes as well, the sheriff
Aye.
that stopped him. But like all of that only happened. Like Anime was saying as well,
Should have
she
been
said,
more of it, definitely.
would have been really good as well is if at the very end, they're giving up the gun or whatever it was, and Octavia Spencer comes over and says, "Oh, you did the right thing," and then just at that point he sees her going like that with the eye, and then just fades to black.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
that,
like
just
kind of,
some little kind of like, oh, maybe it was
like the end of Blade Runner or the end of
yeah,
and God, what do you call it? Not Insurrection.
Inception.
Inception. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You
That
see the
type of
spinny
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
So just that. I don't know, just something. I think
I would have lifted it definitely.
Yeah,
I definitely lifted it.
Yeah,
Maybe you should do a remake.
Not a bad movie. Encounter 2.
Yeah.
Encountering.
Aye. No, I mean I thought it was a really well made film. I thought the acting, and stuff, was top notch.
Yep, really good. Do you have anything else you want to bring up?
I can't remember what we watched on Friday night. That's terrible. 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Literally 2 seconds. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Yes.
Breath. It was Mission Impossible 3.
Oh yeah, because you watch the Mission Impossible movies as well,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it good? Good. 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 Good.
It
Good.
was.
Good.
It was really
good,
loud
good.
in our speaker system, though.
Oh.
The action scenes were super loud.
Do you watch it on the TV?
No, on the projector.
On the projector.
And in fact, it would have been pretty good on the TV actually because our magic speakers on it.
Aye.
But it was J.J. Abrams' directorial take on Mission Impossible.
Mhm.
With all these pals are in it. Kerry Russell, his pal, the X-wing fighter guy.
Oh
the
yeah, the big A-wing
big fella,
fighter guy.
He's
yeah.
in it. He's in it.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name. He's in it. Because I'm like, I
The
didn't.
guy from Heroes. Is it
I'd
Heroes?
forgotten. It was J.J. Abrams directing it, and then I'm looking at the lens flare. Then I'm seeing Kerry Russell's in it. And then I'm seeing the big guy. And I'm like, this is a J.J. Abrams film. I forgot about that. Philip Seymour Hoffman is terrifying in that film. Do you remember it?
I don't know.
He's absolutely terrifying in it. Terrified in it. Danny was like pure Mr. Emotion. Because
Greg Grunberg.
Because
that's the guy.
I don't know if you remember rightly, but he basically threatens to kill Tom Cruise's wife and stuff, and the way he does it, man, it's just tearing up. Oh man, it's really emotional. And Danny's like, "You better get that guy." It's like, honestly, it was great. I love moments like that, you know. So yeah, really enjoyable. I liked it.
Cool. So you watched Mission Impossible 4 then?
Yeah, we will be. That was the first time I think Simon Pegg was in one of them as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Mission Impossible. What is there? Mission Impossible.
Did he do the next one? I think he did, JJ, didn't he? Or was he moved on to Star Trek by then?
I think he might have, yeah. So Mission Impossible 3, and then it was Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout 7 and 8. Yeah, I think from 3, for me, the series from 3 onwards is just, it's probably the best spy series out there.
Yeah, so we've not bothered with 1 and 2. 1's a wee bit complicated. I quite liked number 2 though. Dougray Scott was the baddie.
That's right, yeah.
And
Thandie
Newton was his girlfriend in it.
Yeah.
That was quite a good one, but I just thought we'll start with 3 because I think 3 is the kind of... I think those 3 films are kind of interlinked.
Uh-huh.
And it's the kind of... the team is the same kind of team all the way through with Simon Pegg and...
Ving Rhames.
Big Ving Rhames.
Rebecca Ferguson, isn't it?
Yes, she comes into
she's in it,
the 4th one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and then I think that team kind of continues.
Yeah. Because is it so? Yeah, Michelle Monaghan's in 3. She's in from 3 onwards, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Because she plays the Doctor.
Michelle Monaghan.
Yeah, Michelle Monaghan. You know who Michelle Monaghan is.
Oh, his wife.
Yeah. Yeah, she's in it from. She's in the last one I saw, which is Fallout.
Very, very understanding wife, by the way.
Superbly
understanding. Just like through the middle of the night, he's like, "I'm just gonna have to jump on a plane. Don't worry, don't think that I'm having an affair or anything like that. But I'll be back in 3 days.
Enjoy Seattle,
which
is a phrase no one's ever said.
Yeah, very understanding wife. I'm just nipping out for a pint of milk.
I'll be back. His phone goes on the bedside table.
I'd forgotten how fast Tom Cruise can run as well. Bloody hell, he can run fast.
Comically fast.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's like, he could probably outrun Usain Bolt, I reckon, on a good day.
And he's pushing 60.
Is he 60? He must be 60 now, is he?
No, he's 56 or something, I think.
No, I think you think he's older than that.
No, he's not. Tiny Tom Cruise.
Mhm.
Holy crap.
Is he 64 or something?
No, he's 59.
Well, there you go. He's almost 60.
Do you think his portrait is beside Paul Rudd's portrait?
Probably.
Okay.
I hate the two of them. Hate them. Don't drink, kids.
Clearly, yeah. Don't drink.
Or eat
Eat celery.
Stuff.
That's what you got to do. Exercise. Go for
drink
long
water.
walks.
Drink water.
Yeah,
Go for
drink
long
water.
walks. Yeah, I know all the things that I need to do.
For the love of God, don't drink root beer.
Oh, I like a bit of root beer. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. Some people say it tastes like Calpol, but they're wrong. Anyway, I think that's us.
I think you're right.
If you got this far, don't forget to hit the old like button and share, and also comment below as well. What is your favorite Mission Impossible movie? There you go. Comment below. And if you got this far and you want to know when we put new videos up, then you can smash the old subscribe button, notification bell, and YouTube will give you timely reminders of when we put a new video up. Unless, of course, you're listening to this in the podcast, then thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
You need to subscribe using a podcast app. And if you go to superkellybros.com, then the RSS link will be there and you can download it from there. Or you can search it through iTunes, which most people have got anyway. But yeah, I think that does it for us. Thanks, everyone. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.